Okay, looks like we are live. So welcome everyone here to our Unlimited Network Mastermind, something that we do every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We get together for an hour to discover, deepening our understanding into our true prosperity consciousness. And why to do this? To master the creators that we are, to allow ourselves to understand that many of us, we have this pull to expand, to master manifestation, and to really manifest our dreams from a place of ease and grace and beauty and flow, like nothing related with effort and sweating, like in the old consciousness. And I think we are pioneers on that one, being entrepreneurs, like I call conscious entrepreneurs, that maybe the old way is not anymore satisfying to us, or the do in the sense of being the ones making it. And now we are, some of us, called to be the ones allowing it, like to really understand how the manifestation of this physicality dimension works. And we are studying this incredible book that is called The Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent, Abraham-Hicks, this higher collective consciousness that really understands our higher self, our true nature, and explaining to us how that works through us. So it's up to us to allow it and to play with it. And I hope you can understand, like I do, that you can enjoy, like I do, this process of growth and learning all together. So we meet some people today here in the panel. I don't know where they are, but if you are seeing this recording, I just want you to know that if you want to be on the panel, you have to email Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com, so he can send you a special link and reminder every week for you to remember that, really to expand in prosperity consciousness. From my experience, I can say, is a matter of opening up your consciousness, and week by week, to really master your mind, to really understand what it is that you are experiencing, thinking, feeling, etc. And then from that understanding to choose to be in alignment with your true nature. Today we are going to start with the chapter number 4 of this book. It's page 15, if you have the book with you. Last week we ended the chapter 3 with this deep understanding that we chose passionately to be in this life. So many of us that experience, the hard part of life, the many sufferings that we went through, all the experience, that we had, that maybe we thought we were a victim of or disconnected from source. Well, nothing like that. The opposite, from our true nature, we choose every experience that happened in our lives. And we are going to, and last week, I think we ended up just by getting in touch with the excitement, the expectation of you as a soul coming to this earth to play with manifestation and the contrast. And so that's what we are learning here, how to allow our true nature to be joyful and experience a wonderful, wonderful life. So I'm going to read, and the three of us, Arne is here with me. I don't know, today I have problems with my computer, so we are both of us here together. But Doc Fran, Arne, and Monica, we are here. I would like to just suggest, I'm going to read, and if you have an aha or you have an experience that can reinforce and help us to integrate what we are reading here, please knock the door, you open your microphone and stop me, and we talk about it. Really is about, from my perspective, it's not about reading the book, it's about integrating the book in our DNA, I would say, to really understanding this information and grow, in this direction. So stop me anytime, and every time that I finish, if I have something to say in the middle, I will say, but every time that we finish a little chapter, to ponder a little bit on it to see how we can support the integration of it. So chapter number 4, here we go. You are vibrational extensions of the non-physical. Familiar with who you are, okay? A vibrational extension of the non-physical energy. As you have come to know yourself in your physical body, if you are like most of our physical friends, you do not really know yourself as we know you. You see your physical nature, the flesh, blood, and bone of you, so to speak. And certainly, we acknowledge that you are all of that, but even more than the physical manifestation that you know as your body, we know you as consciousness, as vibration, and as an extension of the energy stream of source. So I'm glad that they know us. The question here is how much do we know individually? Do you sense your own frequency, your own vibration, your own energetical signature? So we are energy, really, consciousness as vibration and as an extension of the energy stream of source. You are far more vibration and energy than you are the physical being that you recognize as you. So get familiar with being a vibration. And it is only when you understand yourself as a vibrational being that you will be able to acknowledge the vibrational energy continuum that is really you. And it is really only in the conscious realization of that continuum that you will be able to fulfill your true reason for being here in this body, or to truly enjoy yourself in the process. So it is really only the conscious realization of that continuum, of that oneness, of that, like, you are one with source. So the realization of that individually in each of us, okay, is the source of our happiness here and our joy for having chosen to incarnate in this physical world. Often people feel disoriented when they try to see themselves as vibration, and as vibration or as energy, because they are accustomed to observing only the physical manifestation of those vibrations. In your observation of your world and all of its physical characteristics, it is easy to get so involved in the results of the vibration, disregard the vibration that are responsible for those results. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
No.
No, okay.
It's the foundation. That's where the mistake comes.
Exactly. So to really detect, what we are vibrating, that I suppose will teach us, that comes from noticing our feelings, what we are feeling. Look, next, emotions indicate your non-physical reality. Welcome, Candace. Can see you there. So emotions indicate your non-physical reality. This is the next paragraph. So let's get familiar here with emotions. Your physical body was born with such precise and sophisticated vibrational that you are often unaware that you have them, or that you use them to define your physical reality. But this is a vibrational world, and everything you perceive is because of your ability to interpret vibration. Your eyes interpret vibration, and therefore you have the sense of sight. Your ears interpret vibration, and therefore you have the sense of hearing. Your nose interprets vibrations, and therefore you have the sense of smell. Your skin interprets vibration, and therefore you have the sense of feeling. Interprets vibration, and therefore you have the sense of taste. What amazing miracle we are, no, as our physical bodies. We are interpreters of vibration. I love it. Your ability to understand the continuity of who you are as an eternal non-physical being, and get that clear, eternal non-physical being. I always remember you, Doc Frank. I think I got in my head, this eternal being from the readings that we have last year. Remember, we are eternal spiritual beings, and it's so beautiful, to get it. First, maybe it's just a little concept, but then, that start to come in, and sooner or later we embody the knowledge, the wisdom of that. Yes, we need to switch here. 1 second.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that last night in my not sleep. When I woke up, I had some I would say pain in my leg, and then I went in to feel the vibration of that pain. I remember that this is energy, and then the pain changed into almost bliss, but it was a heightened experience, and how I could interpret that. Either I could interpret it as pain and resist it, or as I was able to do, to change and go into the experience and not judge it, not trying to get rid of it. And then it became an extraordinary, wonderful experience. And it was the same energy. And so we were talking about how we are interpreting. And I guess we have a little bit choice here on how we are interpreting.
Wow, I love what you said, Arne. And to me, I think that, you know, we are, or I am myself, sometimes very stuck in the physical appearance. So I don't dissolve it. I don't expand it because I'm how to say, crystallizing in the form that I'm perceiving through my physical eyes, you know, like it's so funny. So I love what you said, to have that awareness, you know, and to really start to feel the vibration of whatever it is that we are noticing, feeling, perceiving, hearing, you know, like what vibration, and get familiar with that, because in some way, intuitively, I sense, you know, that that's our new language, you know, like maybe at one point we don't need to speak words, you know, we just need to read the vibration that we want to emanate here or something like that. Well, I don't know, that's far away, but I love what you said, and to have that clear intention to dive, you know, into the experience from an energetic perspective, you know, a vibration. So beautiful, thank you. So let's see, this says, your ability to understand the continuity of who you are as an eternal non-physical being, as energy, consciousness, and who you are here in your physical body comes through the vibrational interpreters that you call emotions. Emotions in every moment give you an indication of the vibrational relationship between the non-physical you, your true self, and the physical you. Nothing is more important to you than this relationship. And nothing can enhance your physical experience more than an understanding, for they tell you everything you need to know about the relationship between the physical you and the non-physical you. So if we need to take something big from this paragraph here, I will say this: nothing is more important to you than this relationship. And you, the non-physical you and the physical you, okay? That's priority, the number one relationship in your life, okay, with source, always, 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 is what I get from here, and I love it. I surrendered to that long time ago. Okay, next paragraph starts with connection, your most natural state of being. With your deliberate intention and some practice, you will not only have an awareness of your relationship with your non-physical self, but you will be able to maintain a constant vibrational alignment with that non-physical self. So to maintain a constant vibrational alignment, connect, okay, alignment with your true nature all the time. Let's see. We call that conscious state of deliberate vibrational alignment with your source energy. Art of allowing, that's what it is. It is the art of allowing the fullness of who you are to be present in this powerful leading edge moment. So it looks to me like, from I'm reading here, you know, really the feeling inside, the passion, the truth, the call, the choice that we made when we came to this plane, you know, to this physical plane, to embody our true nature, you know, to really allow our soul, our light, our true nature, higher self, whatever we want to call it, to be embodied. Okay, so I'm happy. I want to say this because I think the sequence of the books that we are reading are very empowering here. But the book that we studied before, that you have, by the way, under unlimitednetwork.com/archive, I think. Well, you can mastermind /mastermind, and at the bottom you see that you can have a button to click and see all the recordings. Okay, but the last book that we studied, that was the abundance book with the release technique. We really learned how to empty in some way, how to release, how to open the space and let go who we are not. Every contraction, every sensation, every moment of 1 second, you know, every resistance that we had. So we have the space now, I think, more space to embody our true nature, to really look for downloading, if you want, embodying here our true nature. After you achieve this wonderful connection whenever you achieve wonderful connection, you feel more alive. You feel eagerness, passion, love, appreciation, clarity, vitality, and enthusiasm. In other words, you allow yourself the benefit of all that you have become to be present in this leading edge moment of creation. It is the optimal creative experience. It is the optimal expression of life. And it is your most natural state of being. Is that interesting? We don't have to make it. We just can allow it. So this connection to who you really are is achieved by vibrational alignment. It is a matching of vibrational signals, so to speak, not so different from what you understand when you tune your radio dial to a special radio frequency to hear music being broadcast from a particular station. That if you want to hear what is being broadcast from 98.7 FM, you must match your tuner receiver to 98.7 FM. The frequencies must match in order for you to have clear reception. Your physical body is not equipped with a dial or a meter that tells you the frequency you are broadcasting. Your emotions do provide that equivalent information. As you pay attention to your emotions, you literally feel your way to your vibrational alignment with your source. As you pay attention to your emotions, you literally feel your way to your vibrational alignment with your source. So this is the end of chapter 4. I just want to give a minute here to see if you have anything that you would like to share. And it's all about realizing that we are extensions of this non-physical consciousness that we are really, and how we manage that in our physical body, but to really understand that it's a matter of connecting with our true nature, period. It's funny because there is nothing more, from my perspective, more spiritual than that, in all. You want to say something? Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, when with alignment with the true nature, it's I think it's more understanding to me to say alignment with our source, our, some people call it God or whatever, but that the thing that makes us alive, the life force, there is it's not just the truth. There is actually something going on there, and it's fueling us to be alive, to be humans, to have experiences, to see things, and so on. So what we tend to do is to forget that there is all our experiences come from somewhere. There is a source of it. We think it's just what it is. I see this cup here. No, this cup came into my experience because there is no cup if I'm not seeing it, and if I'm not here, there is no cup. If the cup is not here, I don't see any cup. So it has to be a connection between the source and what I kind of perceive as me, which I could call it that. I'm also part of the source. I am the source. So we tap into the abundance when we tap into the source. And we read many books in our mastermind here before, and they always, all of them that we have chosen is, it's not the struggle, it's not go for the success, it's connect with your source, and that it will spring forth through us. So to remembering that, and I was also thinking the thing I like about Abraham-Hicks the most, that I get the most out of this, is the short concept of and the challenge. Do not what you see. You don't, because then your future is just going to be more of what you already see. If you want change, you have to not see what you see. And you have to not see what you see, and be stronger than the outside input of sound, of visual, of thinking, and then choose consciously what we want to experience. So that is probably, I think it was in the Science of Getting Rich, it's the hardest thing on planet Earth to do. Everything else is easier than to consciously choose to see what you want to see, whether it's there or not. So, okay, thank you.
That's a master. That's a master in creation here. Okay. Yes, Candace, welcome.
Hello, good morning. I had a
Hello.
little fun on this morning. I was thinking um, with our alignment with ourselves, that how beautiful it is to have it expressed that our emotions are our indication of our relationship with our source. And it made me think of a phrase I really have used for a long time, and that is that ecstasy is the most efficient frame of mind. That absolutely, because we're just, at our absolute peak of fine feeling. So that's my thought. Pass it along, and so always something to aim for. Feeling in our aim for feeling good on a regular basis. Anyway, there we go.
Thank you, Candace. So beautiful. I'm sensing with all of what we are commenting here is like this appreciation, for this physical experience, how it's propelling us, if we know how to engage with it from this higher perspective, let's say, but how it's propelling us to really enjoy the co-creators that we are. Like you said, to have from a worry mind and, dance and really trap into this, like apparent concrete physical world that cannot change, blah, 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 to suddenly open up to an ecstatic mind, like completely in alignment with the joy and the all possibilities. I mean, this is a huge, I just want to acknowledge all of us here, because just to have the call, the pull, because at the end, it's happening through us, I think, really, and to allow that to happen, to be curious, to nurture it, to feel passionate about it, I think is to go with the flow of this awakening that is happening right now in general, so thank you, Candace, beautiful. I don't know if Dr. Frank, you want to say anything about the physical, non-physical? Yes, welcome.
Good morning. Yeah, I so thoroughly enjoyed sitting here, experiencing this chapter through your words, and there is power in the use of your senses. And the thing that struck me, a couple of different things were flowing through my consciousness as I was listening, and one is that the absolute identification of who our true essence is non-physical source energy. And then you look at that and think about the fact that what a beautiful mechanism we have, where we have these physical forms that in and of themselves are individualized, quantified energy. And you talked about source energy flowing through, and it is God. We are God. We've been trained in other books that we're following and reading and incorporating into our lives, that as human beings, it's stated quite bluntly here in this chapter that we are extensions of source energy. And that extension of source energy into us is the life force, or the life source. And when that connection is lost, that is a state of death, because that life source is what animates that collection and discrete assembly of physical energies that identify our physical self. Disruption of that life source is the end of life in that body. However, it's not the end of vibration in that body. It's not the end of energy, because energy can't be created nor destroyed. It's simply transformed. And so upon the absence of life source, life force, our energy in our remaining inanimate physical bodies simply deteriorates back to its basic elements. and we reduce ourselves to carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, simple molecules. The power of what we've been training, and this is what struck me in this very simple, straightforward chapter. We're living through an unprecedented time in the United States right now, where we're truly experiencing a good versus evil war within our political system. We're looking at forces of evil that are very surreptitiously trying to disassemble the entire fabric that is our country. And I'm thinking that on a biblical scale, we think that miracles only happen in the past. And we all know the parable about David versus Goliath. And with all of the information that's now coming to the forefront of the pervasive corruption throughout our entire government, starting with the very highest people in office that are aligned in a cabal of evil. And along comes a gentleman that is willing to put himself in the fray to stop this seemingly overwhelming assembly of evil power that is our current government. So my thoughts are kind of jumbled here, but we've really spent a lot of time trying to allow ourselves to observe, not judge. Would you agree? And
Absolutely.
it's very difficult to not judge.
Exactly.
But we also, as a phrase, and this is where my revelation is coming in. I have been absolutely riveted to news in the last few weeks because I've never done that. I distanced myself from news for 40 years, 50 years, just explicitly because I didn't like the vibrations that news created in myself. And I didn't like the vibrations that this news is creating in me. But I suddenly came to understanding the phrase, let go and let God. And in the last 2 days, I have come into peace with the understanding that this whole conflict is a God-sized problem. And the only way it was going to be resolved is by a God-sized solution. And we are literally watching the evolution of that solution with the dissolution of the evil cabal, the exposure of the cabal, interplay of all of these major players. And yet good will always triumph over evil. And I have a complete peace about that. God has aligned, life source has aligned the vibrations of hundreds of millions of people that have a solidarity and a single focus of defeating this slide into totalitarianism that is the end game for our current sitting administration. And it will not happen. It will be exploded over the next few days.
Dr. Frank, hello. You know, some people don't see conflict. So, for example, there are supposedly now, you know, in the U.S. world, this interesting phenomena of voting for so-called a boss, and then there are those talking, and some people see conflict, but some people don't see conflict. I don't see conflict. I see a very interesting, funny show going on, and I'm seeing what the collective is is expressing, and then I take my stand. What do I want to express? Is that what I want to express? And when I don't see the conflict, I think it's interesting, and then I go back to my own backyard and express what I want to express, and that's the only show that I see. So I don't see the conflict. And I do take it home, and that many people do see the conflict, and that's the world that they live in. And I think the inspiration we want to do here is to get them to say, well, whatever you see, if you see the conflict is not from outside. It's a reminder of the source to connect with the vibration of the source. So clutter, over the ages there has been wars between warlords and kings, and this, take this land and this. I mean, it's always something going on in somebody's mind, if that's the way they want to do it. But we don't have to run that show. And that's kind of what I'm here to do, to change the movie, change the channel, change the, I'm going to 98.7 FM myself.
Well, I actually agree 110% with you on that.
Yeah.
And so it is true. It's our perception and our focus that determines it, and that's why
that
I
is
shifted around.
That is the challenge. I love what you said, Doc Fran, because that is the challenge. The challenge. Remember, with the science of getting rich, that is A, B, C, D. And think in certain way. The certain way. What is the certain way? Well, the certain way is what it is that you want to see. So I remember in one of the debates, and I understand right now, Doc Frank, how this situation can be an incredible hook for the minds. So I know it's a mind dance, right, wrong, blaming, victim, this, and focusing on, like on what's wrong, let's say, instead of focusing on what could go right. But whatever. The point for me is that I have the choice here to focus, to put my intention, my vision in what I choose to do it. And I remember in one of the political debates that we were sitting looking at with some people, whatever, that I spent the entire 2 hours, okay, focusing what I wanted to see their higher self, their soul. They are beings of light too, expressing what needs to be expressed, to do whatever they need to do, but I'm going to bless them instead of attacking, or to really detect, if we engage from fear and be careful and fear, we engage from love, and trust. And so depends of our own frequency. That's what we bring to our world. So many of us have the call to do political, physical stuff that I totally support. I mean, if that your call, you do it, the best way that you can and that you feel like. But many of us, in my case, myself, I don't feel the call to engage mentally or physically, but I do feel the call to invoke the best of us inside. And I do that by blessing. It's like I bless everybody, both candidates, and like you said before, Dr. Fran, let go and let God plan, because nothing is happening here by accident or against us. Everything is going to happen, is happening, I believe, for the best of the entire collective oneness consciousness, So we need to learn in that way, from my perspective, where do I put the attention? And the teachings of Abraham are for me, is like, gosh, yeah, why do I choose to create? I'm engaging on that level, or I'm choosing to bring down, like a higher vibration, opening, acceptance, space for this divine intelligence, this source that we are, can vibrate inside and start to take over, instead of being, guided, not guided, but manipulated, or guided, I would say, through fear, So it's very evident right now that there is forces. I don't like the word evil myself, but I do relate that word with fear. I mean, evil for me is fear, period. Terror, when you are terrified, you can do things that are incredibly bad, but I think, exactly, but at the end, I think is compassion is about, wow, how afraid that people are, and can I send them love? Can I send them some peace? Can I send them, some blessings, so they can see something different? But I'm the first one that has to see that. But I'm saying is, like, there is so many ways to engage with this moment. And I like from Abraham, like, we have that power, what it is that I want to see. No, I don't see that right now, but do I get trapped into what that was already manifested here, or I, choose to focus on what I do want to see? And I do that. The same thing is funny, because it's the financial freedom that pull me to at one point to engage with these masterminds weekly now for 5 years or 6 years, I don't know, 3, whatever, I don't know, but many years, you know, every Saturday here, you know, that financial freedom is, for me, I'm more and more clear that it's only a level of frequency of consciousness. So I can look again and focus on what I see and touch and look in the bank account and, you know, my God, oh my God, oh my gosh, you know, and wanted something different, but I'm stuck in what I perceive, you know, or I can focus on my internal frequency vibration with more and more confidence and trust and faith, you know, that the energy that I am, and at one point that's going to be manifested, and it's a matter of me believing it, you know. So I think we are beings of light here, you know, trying to offer our best contribution to the collective, you know, to our world, I would say. So I don't know, I just love that we have this opportunity to discern what it is that I'm bringing to the table here, you know, what vibration I'm offering, you know. And to tell you one thing, in that debate that was intense, I mean, 2 hours, you know, and blah, 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 the people that we were seeing the debate, normally when you finish, you know, or in the middle, people start to talk about it and screaming, and this was so quiet. I was the entire 2 hours blessing, okay, but it was so quiet. We didn't discuss one thing at all. At the end, was incredible, you know, and then we have our glass of wine and da-da-da, and we talk about that something else. It was so amazing, and not because I asked for it, was that happened, you know, like, okay, you know, so it is possible, I think, but whatever. Thank you so much, because I think that it's nice to bring light to this incredible time that we are living right now. And we have so much, I don't know, like to extend, like to give, to really offer, you know, from our true nature. Do I offer that, or do I offer something else? Yes.
Sorry for the noise, Candace, but moving the headset. I just had an inspiration here. So we have an important time in the world's history of choosing the next president. You know, the last 100 years, the evolution has gone skyrocketed really, really fast, and it keeps propelling faster and faster. So we have these 2 candidates to vote between, and it's going to be, you know, all the discussions. This one is good, this one not good, blah blah blah, back and forth. And I would like to introduce a 3rd candidate. And that's the real candidate, and that is our own consciousness. That is what do we want to see, what do I want to create. So I go inside and I start to envision the future or the present that I want to vote for. So that's where my energy is going, not to one of 2 characters outside. So the 3rd character, my own envisioning and inspiration, that's the one that I will vote for and stand up for.
Okay, so we are going to discuss political thing here. So let's go to chapter. Oh, yes, Candace, I can see that you open.
I'm leaping off to new subjects. I just want to say I vote for America to win this election, the people of America, and for the victory of freedom and truth in this election. I've been doing a lot of praying on it too, and blessing, and I'm just so thankful to hear how many people are attending to this through their own ways of the great umbrella of prayer and blessing. It's the best way to create what we want, and it's just inspiring. I hear it everywhere I go. I hear about how people are putting their good energy into this, and and I also have another thought that I wanted to put out, a different angle on it. But when we talk about evil, I think there's these in these times, all this evil has to come up and has to come all the way up, and it's looking intense sometimes when I look at it from this point, which I don't for very long. Anyway, I just wanted to bubble up and complete itself, so that those of us who want love, joy, peace, you know, quality life, etc., can experience what we want, because we, you know, they've had their turn. It's coming to a close.
Exactly. Thank you, Candace. I like what you said right now, you know, about the engagement and to see that there is more and more people engaging from a higher level, I suppose. But again, you know, to trust that whatever happens now, I mean, you know, is the best for the totality, I'm pretty sure, and it's going to shake a lot. And I love what you said, you know, Candace, like all the evil or fear, I call it myself, you know, the sense of separation, the all consciousness has to come up. Has to come up is the only way. Remember the release technique, you know, how you open the window and then you allow, has to come up. I have to notice it. I have to sense it. Okay. And then I can do many things. And the release technique, you know, support us or guided us or taught us, you know, like to open the window, let it go. Don't grasp it, judge it, reject it, deny it. You know, all the things that the mind is going to do. Stop. Just be quiet, open the window and let that evil, fear, whatever word we want to use here, unconsciousness, ignorance, I like to call it, because what else? If we know how to do better, we will do better, guarantee, everyone, okay? So let's call it ignorance to promote compassion instead of judgment, right? And open the window. You know, open the window, don't grasp it on the way, because we are the light of the world. And if something comes through us and I grasp it, I engage with it, I bring it back to crystallization and running the show here, okay? So remember the release technique. That for me is what I do with my coaching, with loving presence, with all my clients. That's what we master, you know, to really have the courage to allow what really is going on, that many of us, we don't even know what is going on inside because we are so much in our head. But it's more and more easy, I think, to detect, you know, our emotional, vibrational situation and to engage with it from a place of liberation, you know, instead of you know, crystallization. Okay, chapter 5. Here to create your own experience. I love it. Looks like we're in alignment here. I love it, love it. So you came here to create your own experience, period, okay? Once you make a conscious connection between your physical personality, what you know as you here in this body, and the eternal non-physical consciousness, eternal non-physical consciousness. That's what we are at the core. So get familiar with that, because the rest is going to die at one point. But that eternal, okay, non-physical consciousness is your true nature, is source. What is really you, in parentheses, you can then get on with the reason you were born into this physical life experience. An awareness of you, okay, an awareness that you did not just begin with this physical birth, but that this is but a continuation of who you really are, is vital to living this life experience in anything close to a satisfying, fulfilling. So remember, or start to ponder or consider, start to really inquire this, you know, like, who am I really? Non-physical consciousness. You have to realize that it's not enough to read it, okay? You have to experience this. So inquire. Another important component of a satisfying physical life experience is a recognition of your value and your worthiness. And you can achieve that awareness only through an actual connection with that non-physical part of you. In other words, if you do not consciously realize who you really are and manage to vibrationally align with who you really are, there is no other physical substitute for that connection. Some try to feel that feeling of void that is present when they are not vibrationally aligned with their non-physical inner being, consciousness, God, source, or energy. There are many different names for this non-physical part of you in a variety of ways. Approval from others. I love it. Some seek that approval by attempting to modify their behavior in order to conform to rules or guidelines one group or another to fit in, you know. And some work hard to excel in their personal behavior by comparing their behavior to that of others they are observing. But there is no substitute for your vibrational alignment with you. You, capital letters. Vibrational alignment with who you really are. Nothing is more important than the vibrational alignment or maintenance of the continuum between you, lowercase, and you, capital letters. your every moment is impacted by your connection or lack of connection to your inner being, to the total you, capital letters, that you have become. So the you that you were before you were born into this physical body. Let me read this again because I get lost here. Nothing is more important than the vibrational alignment or maintenance of the continuum between you and you, capital letters. For your every moment is impacted by your connection or lack of connection to your inner being, to the total you that you have become, to the you that you were before you were born into this physical body. So we already are who we are. You know, it's so beautiful. Once you understand who you really are and you consciously work to achieve and maintain your vibrational alignment with who you really are, everything else in your life will fall into wonderful alignment. However, if you do not tend to that connection, nothing that you can do will fill the void or take the place of that alignment. It's our own journeys. Sometimes you are influenced into your alignment by observing something wonderful or because you are interacting with someone else who is experiencing their own alignment. Sometimes you stumble into your alignment without realizing you are doing it, maybe through your appreciation of something, etc. But to have conscious awareness of the value of your alignment and to understand how to achieve it and how to maintain it is the optimal life experience. We call that deliberate creation. Okay. 1 second. Don't make too much sound.
So I've been painting our new house last week. So I'm all day, when it's quiet, and so then I'm painting along, and I'm noticing my mind. No, I'm noticing my thinking. Blah 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 blah. Story after story. It's like incredible. The things. It can be about anything, and then I catch myself. I know, mind. I know you're trying to keep me occupied, so I don't remember who I am. So and you keep telling me, feeding me story after story, and you want me to think that I'm you, and that is not the truth. I have a mind. I am not a mind. You're a belonging to me. You're a possession that I am the boss over, and who I really am is experiencing this incredible moment of being right here and now, and observing and talking to my mind. So I'm stepping out of the misalignment, and which is the identification with the thoughts that runs through, which are just endless. They just and the topics are endless until I step in and say, thank you for sharing, but I'm not you, and you can keep talking. I don't mind. You can talk, but I'm gonna also be me.
Okay, let's see if we can finish the chapter here. Thank you, Arne. Inner being and your emotional guidance system. Your awareness of the vibrational variance between what you are vibrationally offering in this moment and the vibrational offering of your inner being is literally your emotional guidance system. Think of the continuum between you and you, capital letters. This makes perfect sense. You are an extension of the source energy, you, capital letters. And here, you are out here on this leading edge of thought, focusing upon some subject. And as you focus your perspective upon the subject, you offer a vibrational frequency, which either matches or does not match the frequency of the way your inner being, you, capital letters, sees it. For example, let us say that you make a mistake as you are doing your work today. You discover your mistake and you correct it, but then you belittle yourself or feel guilty about your error. You use the making of the mistake as your reason to think unkindly about yourself, And in doing so, you deviate from the loving frequency of the inner you, capital letters, but the non-physical part of you, that goes energy, inner being, or whatever name you assign to that eternal non-physical energy from which you have come forth, never anything in a part which you are. Oh my gosh, I do love this sentence, because they say that we detect that we could do something better than the way that we have done it, because now we have bigger eyes or bigger consciousness or whatever, that we have to beat up and to judge the way that we have done it before is incredible. That's what I love to call it, ignorance, instead of evil or something bad that I have to get rid of. The ignorance is so beautiful, to notice how loving and compassionate and unconditional love we are from our true nature, from our these, So relax on that. The mistakes that we make are the contrast that help us to really target, I mess up on that focus, that's not what I'm looking for, but that propels me to, I'm looking for peace. Okay, now I have my more power of choice, so I do love, that we can choose, well, let me continue here because it's all about this. It says, once you learn to recognize the feelings of alignment in relationship to the feelings of misalignment, you can begin to effectively use your emotional guidance system. To recognize when we are in alignment, that feels good. It's very simple. When you are not in alignment, like whatever. So you could say, I am aligned or misaligned with the energy of my source. I am connected or not connected to the energy of my source, or I am allowing or resisting the energy of my source. So to inquire where you are at, whatever words is better for you, but I am aligned or misaligned, I am connected or not connected, I am allowing or resisting. This conscious awareness of the way you feel is the only consistent, true indicator of your allowing the wholeness of you, capital letters, to be present in these moments. Although others may inspire or influence you, you cannot count on the influence of any other for your indication of connection. Many other factors in the lives that they are living and on them to help you maintain your connection. To feel for your state of balanced energy. Achieving a conscious awareness of your in this moment vibrational relationship with the vibration of your source is fundamental to your happy life and to the deliberate creation of your own life. Achieving awareness of your in this moment vibrational relationship with the vibration of your source. Are you connected? Are you in alignment? So check for now, because this is now, I am connected right now with my presence. I'm aware, I am conscious, I am here, I'm relaxed, I am open, so I'm
Joy.
peace, joy, exactly. Nice. Feeling for the vibrational match between the thoughts you are having in this moment and the thoughts that your inner being is having about this moment is what deliberate connection really is. And when you are able to consciously feel the vibrational discord or alignment between those two vibrational vantage points, you will be in conscious awareness of your own emotional guidance system. Deliberately reaching for thoughts that cause your two vibrational vantage points to align is the true meaning of the balancing of energy. When you line you up, capital letters, you experience the wrong energy and you come into alignment with the true power of your being. There is no substitute for this alignment. From your state of balanced energy, you experience clarity, vitality, eagerness, physical wellness, abundance in all things you consider to be good, and an exuberant state of joy. This is the natural state of who you really are. Take a deep breath. Oh, thank you, Abraham. And thank you, us, to be here together to master this amazing being that we are. It's so beautiful, you know. And we have 2 more minutes, so if you want to say something before we complete here our meeting every Saturday, 1 hour to deepening on this and to master it and to practice and to grow and to inspire each other. Okay, Candace, I can see that you open. Go for it, honey.
I feel like this is one of our greatest keys that we can work with is being attuned to where I am right now. What do I feel like? And I've been doing that. It's so great that whatever my week brings me, then my weekend, my Saturday morning brings me, oh, here's what you should be doing. And I've been doing it all week. So I really enjoy that. This is really, I think, one of the things that we'll carry forward in life that'll serve us the most is staying in touch with our feelings.
Thank you, Candace. I love it. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Doc Fran, go for it.
Well, I love this chapter. This whole chapter is dedicated to stimulating us to be consciously aware of our dual nature and understanding that we are eternal spiritual energy or beingness and mortal physical temporal energy. And this chapter has just focused that and focused our thinkingness onto the true duality of who we are. And I just loved how he kept continually, and it was very important as you were reading it, Monica, that you emphasized whether you were using the lowercase u or the uppercase u, because those are distinctly different meanings, of course. And the interplay between those is the point of the exercise in this particular chapter. Good morning, Pearl.
Good morning. Sorry. You start already.
I'm done.
Hello. Yes, we are listening.
I said, I'm done.
Okay, I can hear. I just hear that I was trouble with the buttons here. But yes, wonderful, Dr. Fran. I mean, I think that this is the difference. You know, I am being my little, you know, I or you, like you say, lowercase, afraid, separated, and wanted to make it, you know, or suddenly I am, you know, in oneness with my true nature, trusting, relaxing, allowing, and really, you know, that faith, you know, like I understood. I remember like 1 year ago, something like that. I don't really know what faith is, you know, like I don't, well, I start to vibrate in it. I love it, you know, it's part of my beingness, you know, to this 100% trust, you know, that all is well. And if I put my attention there, not attention in the sense of intellectual thing, but my attention to allow that frequency that I am already, and I can vibrate that in my physical body right now, you know, like to really experience. This is something, it's so beautiful. One of the things that I am in love to my own coaching that I call the awakening coaching, you know, is like in every session, you know, I support my clients to touch that well-being, that true nature, their true self, you know, capital letters. And little by little, that start to open up the space, you know, to be more and more embodied. So that's the power that we have, you know, to detect. I am in this little me, separated, afraid, that sometimes you catch yourself there and you notice how you react on that. And it's okay. Your higher self, your true nature is not going to judge you. Perfect. Oh, so I thought we lost here. So it's not going to judge you, going to learn silently, quietly, and that love that you are, okay, is doing the work. So I just want to let you with these words that for me are, you know, really coming from my heart and my own awakening, I suppose, you know, because I do love to be who I am really, and I love to offer that in this moment and to our planet right now in our moment. And so I acknowledge that. I love that. And with this, I think we are going to close for today. And just to know that we get, I think with the time of the change of time in Europe, Beryl, you have missed the hour here. But we changed the time in United States this weekend, I believe. Is that correct? I think the ones that you are in, yes, okay, perfect. So next Saturday, for you it's the same. It's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern time, but for us it's going to be different here in Costa Rica. And for the ones that you're in Europe, be aware of also, because the time is changing. So
always 10 o'clock New York time.
yes, always 10 o'clock New York times. And Beryl, next Saturday for you will be pretty much the same, because you changed the hour 1 week before than United States. That's all. So next week I think it's going to be the same. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your wisdom, your love, your presence, your passion for growth here. See you next Friday. That, by the way, Doc Fran, we will know the results of our political situation here, and I hope that between all of us we can bless and support whatever comes here, you know, to trust higher level that things happen for a divine reason. And it's really, you know, what we see is the expression of our collective consciousness, and we can really be compassionate about it. So thank you, guys. I love you all. Have a wonderful week, and see you next Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you.